So we left pretty early in the morning out of Bangalore. We did this predominantly to try to miss some of the traffic that occurs. Being a new rider to this type of environment, not growing up riding in this environment, it's a bit daunting. Now, I have done this before one other time, and it does take just a little bit to kind of get your sea legs back. So we left early. So by this point, I was feeling a little bit better. Traffic was getting a little bit lighter, and I was getting comfortable riding the bike again. This was the second time I'd actually ridden this exact bike. It's the one I rented last time I was there in February. And it's a beautiful bike. The Royal Enfield Bullet. It's the last year this particular 500cc bike was made, but it's just a wonderful bike to ride around in. I enjoyed it so much that when I got back in February, I actually bought a 350 version of this in the US. So now it's time for our first break. And one thing I have discovered, food is very important wherever you go in India. Everything centers around some sort of food. And after a nice breakfast, we're back on our way. And we hit our first toll booth, which are free for motorcyclists, so you'll notice we stay in the far left lane and kind of bypass all the people who are having to pay for the tolls. Because the toll roads are free for motorcyclists and others do have to pay, it's kind of nice traveling on them, although you don't get the culture, because much like in the US or Canada or anywhere for that matter where you're on high-speed roadways, you miss a lot of the local color, although we will see a lot of that on this trip for sure, but you definitely miss it right away. And now we come up to something which we don't see a whole lot of in India, and that is traffic stops. we hit a light. You'll see them in big towns, in the cities occasionally, one or two of them, but there's not a lot, to be honest with you. And it's a good time just to sit, absorb everything around you. It's a wonderful culture. If you ever get the opportunity to go to India, I highly recommend it. The people are so warm and welcoming. It's just a wonderful, wonderful place. And one thing you can't escape, the diesel. The diesel fumes are really quite powerful when you're driving through India. And unfortunately, one of the bad things about it is you just get filthy. So definitely when you stop riding for the day, it's time to take a shower. We're getting ready to visit our first Hindu temple. This particular one was built back in the 12th century. I know I'm going to get this name probably wrong, but the Chikkamagaluru temple. It was took 103 years for them to actually build this temple. Amazing place. Once again, just the architecture that's in India is something that I don't think we appreciate in the Western world enough. This stuff is just spectacular. The fact that everything was hand done, hand carved, and you look at these things that were done back in the 12th century, and they're still standing today. I don't remember if it's this one. We visited another temple, and both of the temples are right around that time period, and both of them took over 100 years to build. One of them is still an active temple today, though. So they still use it today in ceremonies and everything. And I don't know if this one is or not. I know the other one definitely is. Not sure about this one, though. And now we're off to go visit yet another temple really close by. And again, same time period, about the 12th century, this one was built. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I will butcher it. But once again, just a beautiful, beautiful temple. There's so many of them in India. And they all have architecture that again, just looking at it, knowing how much work and how much detail goes into it, just absolutely amazing. I'm not sure we could do that today. I mean, I'm sure we could, but we definitely wouldn't spend the money to do so.
The same stone, soft stone. It's a local made, easy to available, easy to carve. But here, especially Vaisala's temple in the Honeybee temple, is one platform, two sanctum sanctorum. All this in Belu is only one.
And that's all there is for day one. After we get off of this dirt road and hit the pavement, it's not too far from to the hotel from there. But definitely would do it again.